Good evening. We're live. I think we're live. If I push the right buttons, we're live. You might hear me, but you might not see me because Declan got enamored with that really awesome Sting transition, and I'm using it for everything now. How's everybody doing? I mean, I know how these four people are doing. These four people are a little nervous, but it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. It's Monday evening. It's the second episode of the Emberlight saga, but it's our first mission. So we've a couple of bits and pieces that we are going to chat about before we get stuck into it. If this is your first dip into the D8 dungeon pool, welcome. Hopefully you'll stick around. Hopefully you're here to check out the amazing story that these four people are going to weave together. And hopefully at the end of 2 sessions, the four of them come back. We'll wait and see. You'll notice if this isn't if you were here last week, yes, the madness that was 23 people on one screen has I've learned my lesson. Actually, I also learned that I had my stream on OBS set up wrong, and it was outputting at full 1080p, which was the stupidest thing ever. I should have checked that. So there towards the end of the stream, my machine was like, you know what? Nah, I give up. But if you didn't catch the very first episode where we got to meet our characters, we got to meet our players, and we got to see a little bit of the world of the Emberlight saga, then I would encourage you to go and check out the VOD from that stream. It's now up on the D8 Dungeon YouTube channel, so you can catch the whole 2 hours as we debated, discussed, and it was a delight and a fun experiment. And who knows, we might have another guild hall session in the near future. Might pre-record that one though, just so my machine survives. Like I said, before we get stuck into it, there's a couple of bits and pieces that I want to flag at the top of the stream. The Emberlight Saga is a dark fantasy campaign where we explore the remnants of a world that is dying. The gods have left us. The outside world, as we know it, has fallen to nothing, and we are all that remain in the kingdom of Phaeton. This is the story of the Emberlight Guild, a band of people who, for various reasons, have gathered together to weather that storm, to keep the fire burning, and to keep hope alive in the face of hopelessness. This game features some kind of adult themes, serious kind of emotional work and role playing. The players here at the table and across the rest of the stream have all done lines and veils. We've discussed our boundaries, so we are all kind of ready for this. If that doesn't sound like your kind of game, if you're into the kind of the mechanics and the rules and not so much the Declan's melodramatics, then that's totally fine. If those kind of themes are not your cup of tea, there's plenty of other D8 Dungeon content out there. And now to be fair, I love messing with emotions, so maybe none of my content works for you. Dave is from the Emerald Collective. They are phenomenal role players, and they tell amazing stories as well. They know way more rules than I do, so they're a lot more. They've a lot more working knowledge than I have. I just like making people cry, so that's my thing. Looking at the panicked face of some players, but yeah. So just as a heads up at the top of the stream, and I'll be dropping some links and stuff into the Discord a little bit later. Right. Okay. So this evening, I am joined by Drew, Aaron, Kate, and Dave, or as you will come to know them, Reishi, Aylar, Griblina, and Old Bill. This is not the guild's first mission, but it's the first mission that we now tell all of you, our audience, our listeners, our viewers. So, without further delay. Yesterday evening, as you gathered in the old forge, the Great Hall, in the Emberlight Guild, in the city of Varan, you, having mourned, having remembered, and having taken the time to reflect, answered a request, the last request of Malin Rowe, the former hearth of our guild. On her death, Malin requested that once the mourning period had passed, that a new hearth be elected. That is what everybody had gathered for. And while many voices stepped forward, only one can lead. And Thranos Keener, an established lantern warden within the halls of the Emberlight Guild, now bears the burden and the responsibility of the Emberlight Guild's hearth. That's not the only thing that's on everybody's mind. Because no sooner had Thranos been called up and elected, something came crashing through the roof of the guild, tearing through floors, doing untold damage to rooms, libraries, and archives, crashing into the hard stone floor of the forge. You witnessed an ASMR gather what remained of her strength and croak out a single word before they collapsed. War. Valara and Oroine, the great and mantle of our guild, took it upon themselves to tend to the ASMR, to check and ask for orders, to put requests out for everyone to gather, to find those that may be caught, may be injured, to help. Once the dust had settled, once there was a chance to catch your breath, you found yourselves listening. What others had to say. Who was this stranger? What do they mean by war? Why has Oroine kept her from everybody else? And as night turned to day and you found rest, you were awoken the following morning by Valara, who looks a little worse for wear. Dark circles under her eyes. Old Bill, Alar, Reishi, and Griblina, you had volunteered to take on a quest. The Merchants' Council of Haverfield has had one of its caravans go missing while traveling the western roads. This quest was taken up just before Malin's passing, and now time is of the essence. And on the road, you, the four of you, alongside four other members of the guild, continue westwards along the road, parting ways half a day's travel. The other group continues on straight west. You and your road takes you a little further north, up into the low hills at the edge of the old grey mountains. Here, as night begins to fall once again, the four of you make camp. And that is where we begin tonight's session, with the four of you sat round a small little campfire. Griblina, what's going through your mind?
I'm thinking, Griblina is thinking of the word war specifically. She's had no premonitions of any war coming, but that doesn't mean it won't. The future is a many-faceted thing, and you do not see all of it at once. I think, she says, that this war may be something far beyond just us.
Old Bill kind of scratches his head there. He says, "Ooh, I've got some old pals in the army. I ain't heard anything about armies mustering or calls to war."
I think.
Sorry, yeah, did we get a good look at the ASMR when they fell in?
There was sort of a kind of, as the dust settled the night before, like in the ember, like when I say the dust, I literally mean the dust, like the debris and everything else. A kind of, you all had a kind of a quick look before Orowine and Valara kind of stepped in to kind of take care of her. Their skin is sort of a soft, deep, warm brown, and as they spoke, as they managed to kind of conjure that energy, all of you saw, like, underneath the skin, there was this translucent shimmer of gold and silver. Their eyes are jet white. They were wearing.
That's what old Bill wants to get to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to think back and see if he remembers seeing any sort of insignias, any crests, anything like that, and the equipment or clothing that they were wearing. Would he recognize it as a style from a certain city?
Give me a history check,
Okay.
Dave, just for that.
Come on, at you. Yeah. Where is my history? So I got +4 on this. Oh shit! Sorry, I am trying to get used to D&D Beyond, so please bear with me.
No,
you just click the green dice when you hover over it. Is it? Did that work?
Yes, you can also roll physical dice, by the way. Just don't worry. Like,
no, sure, we'll do it so folks can see. So that's
no,
21.
they can't. I haven't got that set up at all, Dave.
Sorry. Okay, right.
No, don't worry about that at all.
No, look, it's a good exercise to try and learn this thing. So I will work with that.
I think if you just
21.
21. Okay. So there's two things that you noticed about. Actually, no, tell life. There's 3 things you noticed. With 21, there's 3 things you noticed. They were not carrying any weapon. Nothing that you could see and all that. Now, as you kind of recall the night before, the Great Hall, the Forge, as we know it, everything was in complete disarray. There were weapons on the walls. There were people that had kind of gathered in that area that were kind of in the immediate blast. There was definitely stuff scattered around her, but nothing that kind of matched, nothing that didn't seem theirs. So it was the first thing. There was no weapon. Second thing you noticed, what they were wearing is reminiscent of a uniform. So it's well structured. The outfit, there were kind of small pauldrons on the shoulders. They seemed dressed for battle.
Okay.
But it is not a uniform you know of.
Okay.
Only more so the sort of kind of being knowledgeable of kind of war and how uniforms are kind of constructed and worn, and how people kind of, again, within various different military factions dress. That's what you're kind of getting for it, but it doesn't look, and you didn't see any sort of insignia or symbols that would kind of match anything that you know of.
Okay.
Reishi.
The last few days have been kind of rough for Reishi. Griblina and Old Bill in particular would know her a little bit more than some of the others, and that she's been a little bit quieter even before the passing of Malin. So she's kind of sitting around the campfire. She's kind of quiet, kind of twirling with the odd sticks, sketching in the ground. Just sort of says, is anyone else sort of torn about being out on this trip? Like, man, I'm really glad I'm not there right now dealing with the fallout. But also, I kind of want to know what's going on. No? Feel like I'm missing out.
I suppose Alar looks up at that. He's currently writing in one of his journals. and finishing up a sketch, and turns and goes, "We must continue. We must head on. There are people in need. The world does not stop because someone falls through the roof. You know, we must. People have asked for help. We must answer the call. The light will guide us. We must adhere to that oath that we all took."
Oh, please don't mistake what I was saying. I'm honored to be out here and to be selected on this mission, and for Valar to think that in such a chaotic time that I can hold myself together to come out here with you all who are far more experienced than I am. So apologies if that came out wrong.
No apologies is needed. You are here amongst us because you deserve to be. You are not raised to where you are by being no one. You are someone, and you deserve your spell amongst us.
She would definitely blush and like look down, and her big mushroom cap hat will probably like pull like, okay, thank you. Thanks, Ayla.
Get out from under the hat.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's bedtime. No.
I think old Bill will throw another stick on the fire, and he'll kind of look down and see how much sort of fuel we have, and he might just go off and just do a quick perimeter walk to be sure. Just the old habits kicking in from the army, and he kind of he's been quiet as well. I think he wants to just take any excuse just to collect his own thoughts. He'll kind of go for a walk.
It's nighttime.
It is, yeah.
Braishy's gonna like let old Bill go a little bit and then get up and sort of just, I know the wilderness a little bit better, just to make sure there's stuff out there that can get him.
Can I ask, just with sort of with all of the bedlam and chaos, and I'm talking about the stream, not necessarily what happened during the stream, would it be okay if everybody kind of, as you describe your next kind of action or motion or whatever it is that you might be doing, could you give us just a little kind of snapshot of your character, their appearance, their clothing, maybe even their rank within the guild? And if you don't mind, we might start with Kate. We might start with you and Griblina again, and we'll kind of go in that same order. So it'll be Kate, Dave, Aaron, and then Drew.
Okay. Griblina is a small creature, something reminiscent of a frog and a goblin at the same time. She has sharp teeth and green and gray mottled skin, and she wears rags, except for her poncho, which is always dirty, but always in a perfunctory kind of way. She wears gloves to cover her hands and rags to cover her giant frog feet, both of which end in filthy nails. And she is here with the guild because, well, they took her in. She was the garbage people that she spoke of, and now she owes them something for having taken her in.
As you watch Old Bill and Reishi Old Bill kind of gets up, maybe tossing a few sticks onto the little fire, and then kind of begins to move around the perimeter of that light. Reishi kind of following a moment or two later. What's Griblina doing?
Griblina is watching them go, thinking how foolish it is to wander into the dark, even the two of them, but not saying anything because it's their prerogative to be stupid.
I have a feeling if I give that inspiration, I'm only going to encourage you, Kate.
It's only going to get better.
Okay. As you kind of sit and... Is it a scowl Griblina would make at them for this, or is it just sort of a kind of a raised eyebrow and then back into their thoughts?
It's mostly a scowl with bared teeth. Her lips kind of stick back, so she's always got bared teeth.
Aylar, what's your passive perception?
17.
Okay, yeah, no, you clearly see the look, like it's the lights kind of catch Griblina's face, the light from the fire catches her face, and you see the look as her eyes kind of follow after Reishi, who's kind of following after Old Bill. Old Bill, what's like here in the kind of moment you do hear Reishi kind of just kind of jump up off their seat, like looking over your shoulder. You see them kind of approaching. What's Old Bill look like, or what's he doing?
Okay, so Old Bill is a human man in his late 50s, so he would have made some noises as he stands up, and it's unsure as to whether they are sort of expressions of pain or his joints making those noises by themselves. So he stands up with a big and he is so he's huge now. He's about 6'5". He's broad and he's completely bald except for some sort of stubble growing in the lower back of his head. That's all he has left, and around his ears. He's got a short white beard that extends to a point on his chin, and he's kind of grey eyes with plenty of laughter lines around them. From back when life was good for a while. I think his resting face could be described as open, pleasant, and friendly. Wearing black leather trousers, white grandad shirt, and he's got his leather armor and a black cloak over that. And I think he stands up. Old Bill. He stands up and he looks around. I don't know if he catches Griblina's thing. His passive perception is only 11. I'd love to know how passive investigation works for anyone that is a D&D person. It feels like it's something you actively do, rather than passively investigate something. Anyway, he kind of but yeah, he kind of walks off, and you can see the thought of kind of going off by himself for a while is just to walk perimeter and get a few bits. I think his body language would relax, and I think it would indicate that he is appreciating or thankful for getting away for a while. So if he hears Reishi coming after him, I think he'll do his best to sort of turn it on again and be like the Old Bill that everyone expects.
Can you give me a perception check as well, please?
I can, yeah, no problem. Coming at you. Oh, I have +1 on this. Here we go. Boop. That would be a 17.
So you don't catch Griblina's expression because it's one of those things where you look back to see Reishi or the noise that's coming behind you, and you see Reishi, and then you begin to look around the perimeter, kind of just tracing the edge of the glow from the campfire. And as you reach that perimeter, there's this feeling. There is just this very there's a moment where just as Reishi kind of steps up beside you, you feel something out in the dark looking at you. It's just you, as your eyes kind of try and adjust, as your eyes try and make shapes with the little light around you. And it is a dark night. There is no moon in the sky. It is very, very cloudy and overcast, as it has been the last kind of couple of days. You feel something out there looking back at you, and you don't see anything. But it is just that sort of sensation down the back of your neck. And you don't know if it's just a piece of stale bread that may be sitting in your gut the wrong way. Maybe it's Griblina. Maybe Griblina has the ability to project their glances that way.
I think he would have felt this before, and I think before he knows that he's done it, he has assembled his collapsible hand crossbow.
Okay.
And he'll look down and he'll kind of be slightly surprised at how quickly he put it together and loaded it.
Okay. Aylar, you watch Reishi just kind of step past the campfire, just again not making eye contact with you. In fact, they pull on the little mushroom cap, they pull a little lower, but you can kind of see the flush of red in their cheeks, and as you kind of look up, it's then that you catch Griblina scowling at the young gnome and the human. What does Aylar look like, and what's going through? What are they doing in this moment?
Yeah, so Alar is a high elf. They are a druid, and they're a lantern warden in rank. So Alar he's got refined kind of features in the way that kind of all high elves kind of do, but they've kind of been softened by the years that he's kind of spent beyond most cities, on his excursions and on his paths through life. He's got high cheekbones. His eyes are pale green, flecks of gold, which kind of glint in the firelight. He's got wave shoulder length hair. They kind of fall in waves, the color of kind of an early autumn, I would say. And he has them at this time. He'll have it strapped back while he's sketching in a kind of with piece of leather that he has, and he just ties his hair up while he's sketching, so none of it falls out of place and onto the sketch. But he's even at that, it would never all stay behind. He just doesn't care that much about it. It'll fall wherever it falls. And he grew up in a place close to Varan, and he has seen many changes through the woods and through the trees that he just doesn't know what's wrong anymore. And he it's the reason why he joined the guild, was to kind of find out what was happening and why it was happening. And you'll always find him with a journal, because he likes to journal and take all notes and everything, because he wants everyone to know what's happening, even if he doesn't make it, or if the next person or next generation needs to know what has happened. And it's kind of instilled with him by his old mentor, whose staff he carries. On his deathbed, his mentor passed him on his staff, and he will never see him out of his sight with it. It will always be by his side. But as he sits there and he looks and he catches Griblina's look, he kind of just a little chuckle to himself and kind of, people will do what they need to in order to survive and cope. You might not agree, but this is what happens. He doesn't direct that directly at Griblina. He kind of just says out loud and just hopes that they hear, but doesn't have to, direct it at them, just to make it, not to make any tension, but just to say, I can see what's happening, but I'm not talking to you and calling you out on it.
Okay.
I just wish I'd taken the time to secure the area.
Reishi, you approach old Bill in this moment, and you see him, I mean, like, dexterously assembling. Like, it's one of those things where as you approach, he wasn't holding it, and now that you're standing beside him, they're just kind of down by their side. He's holding a hand crossbow.
Does Reishi sense what old Dave? Oh, Bill, not old Dave. Old Bill. Sorry,
I'm getting there too.
Sorry. Old Bill sensed that caused him to do that.
What's your passive perception?
13.
It's nothing more than just we're surrounded by the dark, and like without actually actively looking.
Well, that's so Reishi was coming up basically not necessarily to approach old Bill or to like walk with him, literally like happy to stand a few feet back just to make sure that he is not alone, that something doesn't come out. It's her sole goal on this is like they have to stay on the trail. He is going off the trail. She's that like, the herd dog. Like, where are you going?
Perception or survival? I'll let you.
Appreciate
decide.
that. Ooh. 23.
Oh,
On
Survival.
Sorry.
Survival.
Okay. It's the why did he take the crossbow out? And it's only then that you kind of as you kind of say not standing kind of shoulder, well, wouldn't be standing shoulder to shoulder, but not as long as you're not standing beside old Bill, you kind of peer out. And with your dark vision, the site that you had chosen is a very small grove nestled between some tall rocks. And here on the edge of the perimeter, that kind of leads out into a little bit of the wild lands and the forest and the trees beyond these stones. You're kind of trying to look at what Bill is looking at. And you can just see at the edge of his eyes the strain to make out something there. And you see it. There are shadows out there. There are forms. They don't appear to be getting closer. They seem to be looking in at ye the same way you're looking out at them.
Okay, so walking up behind old Bill, you see a little forest gnome. She's just over 3 foot tall, about 1 meter tall. I said earlier, the big mushroom cap, a bright blue, this time slightly less bright in the darkness. She has very sun-kissed skin with kind of little light mossy patches of greens and browns. She's a spore druid, if you haven't guessed. There's mushrooms everywhere. Her and her father joined the guild together about 3 years ago, and they came from a very remote forest far to the south. And they joined the guild because their enclave had been trying to survive all these changes alone, and some things happened, and they realized that they can't do this alone anymore. So Reishi and her father were sort of the olive branch trying to reach out. And so everything about Reishi is, how do I help? What can I do? How can I make this better? And so as she looks across and sees this, Bill, that's far enough. Please come back just a bit. I'll give you your space, but just...
That's not it. Oh, Bill don't want any space, Pookie. It's all right. Just something out there.
I know.
Something out there.
I see it. So please,
What is it you see? I've got these goggles, but I can't turn the damn things on.
There's shadows watching us. Big, tall.
Oh, Bill's experience. Shadows around. Usually something that casts it.
Well, then maybe we go back to the others and see what they think. But I don't think you and I are going to take it on right now.
Absolutely not. No, I'd just rather do a bit of recon. Check it out. Just watch. Oh, I'll go any further. Don't worry, Pookie. How are you doing anyway? You seem a little bit, I don't know, like your usual effervescent self.
It's just, when there's a lot on your mind and...
What's on your mind?
It's just focus on mission. Focus.
See, it's important.
It's when we get back. Let's finish this. Let's all get back and then we can talk. But it's, it's hard enough for me to keep focus at the best of times. So let's
just.
But I appreciate you asking.
No, don't let it interfere with your concentration and that. Just
exactly.
Stay the course. And
let's go.
You know where I am now if you want to talk.
Thank you. And you too. I know you don't need your space, but I'm all right. I'll step back.
Out to find some wood. Some good sticks here. And I kind of hold up a armful of sticks that he's collected for the fire. And he says, All right, come on, we'll head back.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna kind of walk back. Did the goggles of night show anything, or?
Yeah, I think if it's that sort of old ability, like you have these, and you're like, how do I turn these damn fangled things on?
Yeah.
God, Reishi, your it's like, how does the TV remote work?
This is exactly it, like.
There's an on button over here somewhere. It's a case of
Here there, Gramps.
Yeah, and I think he does look like, because they're probably big goggles. Like I think Pookie would know him, and he will absolutely think he looks ridiculous, and he'll be kind of mortified, and he'll just be thankful nobody is sketching an image right now.
You go back to the fire, and Reishi's immediately.
Aylar, he was wearing the goggles, and they looked like
big.
As you're handed the goggles back by Reishi, and you put them on, and you're talking about the sticks, there is just this moment where like it comes in waves. Like, it's not that the goggles are, they're not night vision goggles in that sense of you put them on and they power on. It's more like kind of the longer you wear them, your eyes adjust better to the dark, so shapes start to form. And at first it looks like tall grass, it looks like the edge of a crooked tree, a rock, and then you see something shift and move ever so slightly. And as you kind of look to Reishi, and you mentioned the stick, everybody at the camp hears old Bill's voice echo inwards. There's some good sticks here. The voice doesn't sound like yours.
Hold on. Are these? Does Reishi know what these are?
Yeah, it's fair to say you've all had experience out in the field, but yeah.
Okay, is this one of the No, not the hollows.
It's a returning echo.
Okay, that's right. Oh no, don't Please come back, Bill. Just a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
And the sound of it, Aylar will stand up and go, "Oh, where's everybody? I think we should come back together." These
which is over here. And
I'll
stroll back with the hand crossbow. And we should probably take turns keeping an eye out tonight.
Are they only just in those shadows that we saw just in that one area, or if we take a look, are there any more around?
It's strange. It's one of those things for all of you, as you kind of peer out, everything is starting to look a little bit like that, and you don't know if it's fear and anxiety. You don't know if it's just the wind catching a branch and moving it, or if it's this shadow. Returning echoes are fragments of the lasting dark. They are sounds that come back twisted or delayed in minutes or moments. The thing about them is the more echoes that occur in a given place, it is believed to be an omen of the appearance of something hostile.
Aylar will approach Griblina. Griblina, I feel like we should do an echo test. Can't hear you.
I think you're muted.
That's an excellent idea, if I must admit it.
You don't have to, but it is a good idea. Can we? So I think Aylar will kind of instruct people and say, I think we should all kind of stand in a circle, face outwards, and kind of do the echo test out and see how far, kind of to get as much area as possible to see if it's surrounding us or if it's kind of coming from us more stronger in certain directions.
Okay. As you, Aylar, as you kind of instruct the group to kind of perform the echo test, the the call comes from each of you. Is the way clear? And if we're like in terms of directions, if we're talking like north, south, east, and west, if that's the way you kind of pitch yourselves, it's somewhere between Griblina, who is north or facing north, and Old Bill, who is facing to the west.
And that's the way the road was going.
Correct. That's the direction that you're heading.
No fun.
We may need to find another path. Or walk around into the woods.
I mean, I'm all for the woods, but whatever you want.
Are we? Do we have a wagon or horses that would get stuck in the woods? Or are we all just traveling light? What are we? Did we bring anything like that?
It's on
Are
foot.
we on foot?
Foot.
We're on foot. Okay.
Yeah. Might bring that back to the heart that we get some horses for the next one.
Yeah.
The expense committee. I don't know.
Trot
What
that
I-
one out of the meeting.
What I will say is, Alar, as this test is conducted, the echo that comes back is this the voice that responds between you between Old Bill and Griblina. It's like something trying to mimic them both.
Oh.
It's trying to, but it's not loud. It's not booming. It's the edge of a whispering echo. It doesn't sound close.
Okay. So we can maybe get some sleep tonight.
I would definitely note that we should. My suggestion would be that we do maintain a watch, but it's not close. We need to keep an eye on it and test it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Declan, I would like to cast Lamon's tiny hut as a ritual.
Okay. Yep.
The exterior will be kind of camouflagey looking, and the interior will be transparent.
Okay. So like maybe like one of those tall rocks that kind of made up the
Yes.
rest of this area. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Drew.
Griblina, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
Griblina takes out her chalk and several rocks from the area and makes a circle, and then stands in the middle of it doing apparently nothing for a long time until there's a slight warping of the air around and you can no longer see her from outside.
Well, that's a fun trick. Ray, she's gonna see Griblina doing that, like, oh yeah, I can be useful too. Yeah. And we'll do her own ritual that will look nothing like Griblina's, but just for find familiar, so that we get some night eyes in the sky if possible. An
Okay.
owl.
You want an owl?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So I assume these are all going to be kind of our night actions that people are kind of doing to kind of brace. With that, Alar, Old Bill, is there anything that either of you would like to do as part of this? And I do assume Griblina will eventually just pop their head out and say, "It's a hut. You can stay in here," or is she just going to? Okay.
I guess I'll tell them.
A solid 40 minutes passes before she says that.
Don't know where she went, but I mean,
We're all sitting outside shivering.
I'll take first watch. All right.
I'll
Old
take
Bill?
second.
Yeah, Old Bill, I think, once he figures out, I think he may have seen the spell before. He kind of has an idea of what's going on. So I think what he'll do, he'll probably go, right, well, if we're going to be safe in here, we should maybe, well, should we kill the fire so we don't attract any attention, or you want to
Not
leave it up?
necessary.
Right.
Magic.
Well, now, just so it doesn't attract any attention, we're hardly going to have the fire inside the hut, are we?
Yeah.
What do you think?
The air in here is always pure and clean.
Oh, so there's room for a fire. Happy days. Brilliant. So I think, yeah, Bill might he'll kind of just go to collect his stuff that was out, maybe to the left of where the hut appeared. He'll take one more look outside, and he will, as he does every night, he will sort of reach underneath the shirt and he'll pull out this sort of leather cord that has a silver ring tied to it, and he'll think of his late wife, Ethel. And he'll say, and kind of close his eyes and he'll hold it and he'll go, "Good night, Ethel, my darling. I miss you." And then he'll just kind of scoot back into the hut.
And Aylar?
He doesn't do anything really. He just kind of is impressed by what everyone else is doing and kind of going, I think everyone's sorted.
Okay. In this, as you, like, old Bill, as you kind of pop your head out, kind of one last look, Reishi just kind of steps in around you, and as they do, you do catch the glimpse with your dark vision goggles on of an owl just kind of swoop low over the stones and the grass, and then quickly kind of fly upwards. And it's very, very strange. But you think the owl was wearing a cap, like a little, like a little toadstool cap, as you kind of.
Yeah. I
and
think old Bill will think he's been up long enough today and it's time to get some sleep.
And of course, it's a very small owl. It's
Yes.
like a little elf owl, of course. It can't be a big barn owl or anything.
I mean, it looks like an owl, like the chick of an owl, but it's a fully grown owl, and it's equally just as fluffy as a baby owl. Okay. The night passes without any event. Confident in their magic, Griblina is the first to drop off to sleep, with Reishi kind of promising to take the first watch. The night passes. You don't feel any of these things draw closer. Aylar, as the last on watch, it's strange. You begin to see the light of the sunrise peering up through the trees of the woods beyond. And suddenly you become aware of something else. And it's not, what happens isn't new or unsurprising. It is how subtly the change occurred that strikes with you. Last night, the road changed. And you can now hear the sound of a babbling brook. And you don't know when you started hearing it.
Oh. So Aylar goes back, he opens his journal, looks through his notes and goes, "There definitely wasn't a river here or a brook. There's no water." And then compares, because he has these little crudely drawn, because he's not a photographer, but like crudely drawn map of the like little roads. And he's like, because he's well, in his past, he's definitely had this issue where he definitely noticed that when he rested for the night, the roads would disappear. So he definitely has drawn like a crude map of northwest, east, south, and just saying where the X and H's were. He looks at it and goes, "It's happened again." And then he kind of will call out and he's like, "Is anyone else awake?"
I am now.
Yep.
Now, yeah.
I was gone.
What's up?
Do we hear the brook then?
Yeah. And if it's okay, I would think, because I know Drew, Reishi is a cartographer. Reishi is somebody who does map. And as you hear the sound, and as everybody begins to rise, and Aylar is kind of showing you what he has sketched out and kind of what he is mapping on the fly as you're moving through it, the road has shifted. The road has changed, but this brook is found in the low hills. You're probably only an hour's journey from the caravan site, from where it was reported missing.
Okay.
So the road shifted, but it seems to have brought you closer to where you needed to go.
Like we shifted with it.
Yeah.
And that's closer to the thing. Okay. Reishi will point out, here's mine, and you would see it is like detailed, very detailed. And she'd be like, she'll like give you little tips on like, well, here's a better way of drawing like a terrain shift. And it's good though.
Thank you. These are not cartographer maps. These are just for my own recollection and journals. I find it easy to look back on things when I remember them and associate them with a place. But this is good, but also quite concerning that we have shifted with the terrain. I've not experienced that before.
No.
I don't know if I have either.
But it might be a bit fortuitous for us.
Could be. Do you want to do another
Echo
test?
test. Yes, we should perform another echo test to see if we may move forward within
Yeah.
this area.
Right, then let's be having it. Pop out.
What's coming down?
Oh, right then.
It's that time.
Is this the next morning, or is this halfway through the night
No,
that this happened?
next morning.
Sunrise.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Sunrise.
thanks.
Yep.
Right, then get up and stretch and walk out. I'll face east or whatever way I face. I think it was west, maybe.
So as old Bill heads out of the hut, and as everybody else kind of gathers themselves to follow, Griblina drops the magic as the tiny hut just dissipates. And for everybody else still in it, you are now covered in a light mist. Like it just drops on you, all the water that had collected on the outside. You're not drenched, you're not soaked through, but you start your morning covered in a little bit of dew. The four of you
I
call
understand people like showers.
Yeah.
The four of you call out, is the way clear? You do not hear any response back, only your own voices.
Okay, that's good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Successful
Hi.
test.
Right then. Who wants
before-
breakfast?
Well, speaking of breakfast.
No, mushrooms, is it?
No, well, but it's a good one. It's a good one, I promise. So she's gonna
Alright,
just kind of
alright.
draw her hand down her staff and mushrooms. Reishi mushrooms pop out. And
Right.
she's gonna I promise it's good. Just you don't have to eat it now, but just tuck it in.
What do you
case
mean it?
the
Are we only
mushroom-
getting one each?
Well, for now, do you want to? You can take
I
two
mean,
each. You can take two
Anytime I'm
each.
thinking mushrooms, I think fried mushrooms.
Well,
It
it's not that kind of mushroom. It's should one of us fall,
right.
it should bring us back until proper healing can be done. It's a
Right.
flavored good berry.
Very cool.
Good
Right,
shrooms.
well done, Pookie.
You can each have two. It's fine. It's fine.
I brought
Here
some
you go.
pocket bacon if anybody wants some. It's got a little bit of fluff on it, but it's extra fiber.
It's almost the same.
You'll pull out and it is a handful of thin dried bacon strips, and you'll kind of offer them around.
Vegetarian. Thank you, though.
All right then.
I'll eat one.
There you go. It's good bacon. It's he probably would have. I think old Bill gets it from a kind of a craft butcher's in town. So he's kind of a bit of a bacon snob. But yeah, so he'll kind of sort of crunch on it a little bit, and the rest of it goes back in the pocket, unless somebody wants them.
Taylor would be like, I will pass.
Also now
Right.
suddenly vegetarian. As the four of you wander down the road, Griblina gnawing on a piece of bacon that is not human. Just it's the try not to make eye contact with her as she ingests it. Though, Old Bill, you note that she too seems to be a connoisseur of pocket food.
Okay.
You notice that a little piece of lint, or maybe it's even a piece of stray tissue paper, has just been swallowed as part of the bacon as well. She is not
That's the way to
phased
do it. Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. Aylar kind of maybe studying or half sketching the little good troom that Reishi conjures. The four of you continue heading up. There's no road. Like, there's the sound of the brook, and you know to follow this because this will eventually connect back up with that road that you had been traveling on. If Reishi's maps are anything to go by, I think I've been pulled out of my lurk due to pocket bacon rancid.
Oh yeah, you are welcome. There's plenty more where that came from.
And you know what? I think that deserves an inspiration. Rancid pocket bacon gets us an inspiration.
There you
So
go.
you can take an inspiration, Old Bill.
Rancid pocket
With Reishi leading the group, this is the thing that not only does she excel at, this is the thing that she seems to enjoy. I kind of imagine Reishi pointing out, no, that's a good log for this kind of
Everything.
shrimp. Yeah. So you're getting sort of a biome ecology lesson kind of along the way. The morning is brisk, so that mist is still very much lingering in the air. And even as the sun continues to rise, it doesn't bring any warmth with it. The wind is heavy as it kind of rushes past the four of you, and all the while, as you travel along the kind of the edge of this brook, keeping an eye out in the distance, you do see the towering peaks of the old Great Mountains and the hills that lay in front of them. After about an hour trundling through the wilderness, Reishi, Aylar, Griblina, and Old Bill, at the bottom of this field, down a gentle slope, you can see an old stone wall marking a boundary, and just beyond that, a large dirt road. And there you find a small gathering of wagons and people. And you have arrived at your meeting point. That's where we're going to take a quick break. That's where we're going to take a little a chance to grab a drink, because I have run out of mine, and I can do this. I could just say we need to take a break. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a break. It's just gone 3 minutes past 9. We're going to be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. So if you're watching along, grab a drink, get up for a stretch. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. And for now, if you're sitting there, you're going to wait. Keep an eye on the break screen. You are going to see the promo images for some phenomenal creators in this space. So if you have time, you should find them on Spotify and on Twitch, and you should give them a follow. We're back in X amount of minutes. We'll see you then. Bye. That candle just sounds like bacon in my ear. Bacon not bacon, not the sound of bacon in my ear, but the sound of bacon sizzling is kind of what I meant. Welcome back to the second half of our first bacon fueled episode, pocket bacon fueled. I think bacon, pockets full of bacon and candles made of bacon is kind of where we're going with this. Welcome back to the first part of the Missing Caravan and Emberlight Saga tale. If you're just joining us, Griblina, Old Bill, Aylar, and Reishi have found their way to the site of the Missing Caravan, a Merchants Guild known as the Haverfield Merchants Council, or the HMC, has requested the aid of the Emberlight Guild in locating. I do have an ear full of bacon, even though I don't eat meat. It's vegan bacon, so it's extra squishy, and you can use it as a hearing blocker. They have requested the aid of the Emberlight Guild in finding the caravan and retrieving the missing cargo. We join our four as they ramble down towards the group. There we see two caravans covered in a white, slightly muddy tarps, emblazoned in black dye with the sigil of the HMC. A circle with a scale and gold coins balanced on either side of it. The letters HMC emblazoned underneath it. And as the four of you kind of approach the wall, some of the people that had kind of gathered and were kind of waiting, there's a handful of guards. Now, they're not dressed in the best of gear. They carry pole arms. One has a large axe. They turn to face you, and then a voice just calls out from amongst them as a rather scrawny half-elf just sort of steps around the back wagon. Hello there. Can we help you? This is Haverfield Merchant Council's business, so
You wanted help from the Emberlight?
What are our ranks? Sorry, I don't think we went through it when we did our.
Oh, I'm the lowest.
When we did our introductions, and I think maybe we could probably figure out who's who, if that's all right.
Yeah. So we have 3 lantern wardens. Aylar and Old Bill are lantern wardens, and Reishi is Ember Keeper, but not not a kindling, an Ember Keeper. Yeah. So sort of there's no newcomers amongst us. It's 3 sort of veterans of the guild, and then somebody who'd be well experienced but hasn't been there as long as the other 3.
Aylar, I'd suggest you speak to him. Otherwise, I'll bite him.
Yes, we don't want you to bite anyone. That will not go well. Hello. You requested help from the guild, the Emberlight Guild. We have come.
Yes. Apologies. I had assumed you'd take the road. And he kind of points to the road that had been kind of weaving kind of back south.
Sometimes a road is there and then it's not. So,
it moved.
So we found our way. We're here.
Oh, most excellent. That maybe speaks to your skill at finding things, if not quite roads, well, at least the thing you are looking for. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Elric Tannen, factor for the Haverfield Merchants Council, and he sort of tucks an arm kind of just over his belly. You see he's wearing he's wearing quite a well-made suit. There's a heavy dark green cloak that hangs over a brown cloth, like a brown linen suit. It's pulled. The cloak is kind of pulled up around him. There's a shirt, a round collared shirt, just kind of poking up at the edges of the suit's collar. And now that the four of you are kind of upon him, you see he's about 6 foot tall. And when I mean scrawny, he is quite gaunt. His features are quite sharp. A tussle of brown curls sits against some sort of short, low, flat elven ears that point downwards. Very good. Is there anything in particular that you need from? And he kind of just gestures to begin finding.
I would suggest, old Bill, you'd probably have some questions for these gentlemen.
No, I think you've got this, Ayla. And old Bill sort of look at Elric and you go, "Nice to meet you. I'm just gonna I'll be back in 2 seconds." And old Bill is gonna leave them to sort out. He's gonna leave Aylar to sort out the deets. He wants to mingle with the press of bodies that are there, and he wants to sort of suss things out in a different way.
Okay.
So,
Okay, you're going to try and mingle with some of the people who kind of might have been traveling with the caravan.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to old Bill then in a
Brilliant,
second.
yep.
Griblina and Reishi.
Reishi's gonna lean towards Griblina and just be like, "He's kind of rude, right?" Like,
Oh, yes.
okay, just wanna
So
make
if
sure
you
I was
need to
reading
bite
that.
him, feel free. I would like to examine the cartwheels. Or investigate them.
Yep. Are you sorry? Are you saying this to Elric, or are you saying this to Declan? I mean, one and the same.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
To Declan.
Okay, yeah, no. Give me an because you are, like I said, he's at the caravan at the back. So give me an investigation check. For the record, I imagine just so we're aware, Elric did hear Reishi and Griblina kind of like, even though it was low.
Yeah, like
Oh,
Reishi-
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think Reishi or Giblina, like Giblina probably doesn't care to like hide such things, and Reishi's a little clueless and doesn't know she should hide those things.
So at the mention of biting him,
I'm training her well.
he kind of takes a step away from the pair of you, and kind of looks expectantly at you, Aylar, as old Bill kind of drifts off into the small gathering of people accompanying the caravans and whatnot.
I would like, do not mind them. They are joking for now. They will. I think my colleagues here will walk around and investigate. We can have a chat while they gather the things that they need from this. So this information that we need to help in the situation you seem to have found yourself in. Do you have any information you wish to share?
The caravan was one of 3, and he kind of points to, if it matters at all, it was the middle caravan, and he kind of begins to describe. He describes the caravan as such, and Aylar, he tells you that there were 3 people accompanying it that are also missing. 2 guards and the rider. He kind of just goes into kind of the specifics. 2 humans and another half elf. A tiefling, and that again. Priority is, of course, finding the caravan and the cargo.
Of course. My colleague has a question.
Just this little hand. She's very small. She has to raise her hand. It didn't go from here. How far back was it?
Well, that's the interesting thing. It vanished only, and he kind of points further down the road as it kind of turns on a bend.
Okay. And then second question, I'll leave you to it, but your priority are the things, not the people.
The cargo, yes.
Just gonna look at Gribbly and be like, yep, you can bite. I'm gonna start walking back to look for tracks.
I was going to ask, how much are the people worth to you?
There's insurance. I do you? Oh, he's going to turn to look at you, Aylar. Now, just presuming that you're kind of the leader of this group, I understand. This is your attempt at bargaining. Interesting.
This is an attempt at no bargaining. This is just them expressing their views and who they are. So,
well, I certainly couldn't offer anything monetary without permission from the council. I could put it in writing on your behalf if you were to rescue some of the staff. But I wish to impress upon all of you, and he's going to kind of turn. It really is the cargo. That must be your priority.
that is
What is the cargo?
He's going to, I'll say this, I believe the Emberlight Guild is known for getting the job done regardless. So if it's all the same to you, the cargo it's of no concern. I can promise you that it is nothing unsavory, but our client has requested it be delivered hastily.
Delivered where?
Back to Varan. The HMC has a warehouse where you can safely store the goods. And at further notice, it'll be then delivered to our employer. Why, you are quite the thorough little rescuers, aren't you all? And he's going to start looking for old Bill in this. Griblina, what did you get on your investigation check?
16.
It's interesting. The weather, as you've noticed, between kind of it's 2 days now since since the events at the guild, but for the last 10 days, it's kind of been raining, not heavily, but enough that the roads would be wet, enough that, and as I said, your hut, when you dissipated, the others found themselves, well, yourself included, blanketed in a mist. There are some tracks in the road, but they're boot prints, and they seem to be kind of circling around. The wheels on the caravans are mostly dry. Like there is some, you can see some mud. But if they had been traveling through the downpour that you had noticed in the last couple of days, you would expect there to be a lot more mud and muck kind of stuck to the wheels and under the carriage and whatnot. These are clean.
Thank you.
Old Bill, you as you kind of move up through this this gathering here, the caravan, you do see like again those handful of guards kind of turn and kind of watch you approach. There are these two covered wagons, and on the other side of the road, now that you've kind of come around the one at the front, you do see that there is a smaller caravan with a little, again, it's like a wooden carriage, a little bit more put together than these, let's say, cargo wagons. This has a little small little stovepipe sticking at the top of it. Again, it has the Haverfield Merchant Council letters written in sort of gold ink along the top of the carriage. And there's a couple of horses kind of just off to the side that have been tied up and are currently drinking water.
You're on mute, Bill.
Yep, still mute.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry. So just so I have my head screwed on here, this is where this is the spot the caravan went missing from.
This is so there should be two merchant caravans. So you've two merchant. Sorry, there should be three. There should be three merchant caravans, and now you have this sort of passenger caravan.
Okay.
And so effectively, if we argue it's a caravan of merchants, there should be three wagons carrying goods.
Cool.
There's only two wagons here and this passenger wagon.
So we've had this job for a while. Are we saying that this happened a week ago, 10 days ago, and
possibly,
and they've just stayed here wondering where the middle wagon is?
Yes, looking for people.
They haven't moved.
No.
Okay, how long have they been? So yeah, I'm just gonna try and suss that kind of stuff out. So old Bill will walk up to probably the gnarliest old guardy he can see, and he'll kind of go, "You all right, Chuck? What's the story here? Been here for a while." So there must be rubbish and refuse and stuff like that. It nearly become a little sort of a mini sort of
camp
township at this stage.
There's definitely, like, you can definitely see where they've kind of made camp embedding, it's not too far beyond the road near that passenger carriage, and there's a bunch of them kind of standing in the road. That group that had come to the wall, seeing the four of you approach, are kind of still there. They're kind of watching and waiting. They're talking amongst themselves, but they're kind of tending to the horses. You do see a rather grizzled old dwarven man who, as you approach, he kind of turns his head to look at you, and you see that he's got kind of a dusty, sandy, kind of graying beard, thinning on top quite noticeably, but there is kind of long dreads of hair kind of down his side and down his back. And as he kind of turns to you, this fella looks like he's seen quite some time on the road, and he kind of turns, and as you say, you've clearly been here a while. He just kind of and then kind of spits on the carriage. Gotta stay where the bosses tell you.
Don't I know it? Seems like you've been here a while, though. I mean, you can't find a missing caravan at this stage. Well, look, that's what we're here for, by the way. Emberlight. Listen, I mean, I want nothing more than get you on your way. I'm sure the rations are running out, the whiskey's running out, all the rest of it's running out. So, I mean, listen, who was the driver of the wagon? You tell me a little bit about him? And he'll pull out a hip flask and he'll hand it to him. Get a nip of that.
Give me a
Getting cold.
persuasion check at advantage.
Oh, okay. 1 second now. Persuasion. Oh, okay, we got +5 in this. Why do I? There's a little green thing there. And get my open the thing. That's a. Oh, hold on. Oh no. Sorry? I'm trying to get my game log. With advantage is 20.
Okay. He, like, as you offer the flask, he grins. There's quite a few teeth missing in the grin, but he does look genuinely thankful. He takes a swig. One eye kind of falls on you, and he just takes another swig,
Good man.
and then kind of just like
One for the ditch, eh?
he kind of looks at it. That'll put a hair on my nana's chest, and he hands it back to you.
How are we doing here?
We've been waiting the better part of a 10-day and a half for you all to arrive. You can. It isn't exactly the lap of a spa in Elwyn, and they ain't. And he kind of gestures around. They ain't exactly the most prettiest of company to look at. And then he kind of points over at the factor, the half elf. His lordship, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
I got those vibes, all right. Come here to me. So, what were the folks like on that middle caravan that we're missing? You know them a long time. Would you vouch for them?
Look, I knew Lysias quite a while. We've done a number of these roads. The lad, he knows his horses, and he knows his wagon, and it's the road, lad. The road changed, and I look back. Lysias wasn't there, and the guards that were with him weren't there.
Right. And what are the people? So you look back. You were the first caravan.
Correct.
Yeah. And then you look back. It weren't there. What are the people behind the missing caravan saying? They had to be looking forward. Yeah, that's their job. I mean, they wouldn't last another 10 days if they weren't looking forward driving a wagon.
You go back, and he kind of points towards the road. You go back half a mile down that road. There's a sharp bend. We all saw it. It's narrow.
Right.
You crossed that brook, turned, and as I took my leave, I looked back. I whistled and called out like we all do.
Yeah.
They heard me. I waited. I looked back, and it wasn't Lysias behind me. It was Doran, and he kind of points to one of the other people kind of in the crowd.
And how did Doran react? Because he would have seen it just vanishing out of thin air, or...
He says he watched the caravan turn the corner. He then began to follow, and it was my ass he said he saw on the other side of the bend. I'll be straight with you.
Driving. Yeah, go on.
We haven't gone back looking. We were told to wait.
Yeah, well, that's our job. Don't you worry about that. But what I will say is, so you got Lysias, and was he driving the wagon?
And he kind of nods his head.
Yeah, right. And who were the other two? The wagon with him. So 3 missing, isn't it?
2 new blokes. Ain't seen them before.
Right, and how long of a journey did you have before this happened?
We were on the road nearly 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Long enough to get a sense of them. I can see from your eyes you've been around. You've seen some shit. You seem like a good sort to me.
You know what? And he kind of... Yeah. He starts to tip the tip of his nose, and then he reaches for the flask and takes a swig of it again. Now that you say it about those 2 lads, they were real military pricks. You know those...
Right, the officer kind then, is it? Not, I mean...
The wannabe kind. Dressed.
Oh, Bill will kind of pull the sleeves up, and you will see a number of military tattoos there. He's not saying anything.
Yeah,
he's not trying to intimidate him.
No. But you do, he doesn't blush. But there's a in the way that they were
I've met a fair few in my time, don't you worry.
mind you, they looked like they were just fresh out their mama's door. So I don't think they'd seen any kind of looks at your arms. I don't think they'd seen the way of the world. I have the horses to be any kind of gestures. I hope you find Lysias.
Can I insight check this guy? Do I get a sense that he does genuinely feel the way he spoke about these two people?
Yeah.
Or is he trying to sort of lay the groundwork for a lie in case he is caught out later on?
What's your passive insight first?
Passive insight's 14.
That would be enough here.
Okay.
Aside from the awkwardness he feels at the pop he made about military pricks,
That's right, yeah.
Even then his sort of embarrassment is genuine. You hear in his voice when he asks, he hopes that you find Lysias. This chap is 100% sincere. You don't get the sense that he has been pulling the wool over your eyes in any way, shape, or form.
And I think the last thing he'll do then is he'll nod to the caravan with the chimney and go, "Who's in there?"
And then he nods over at Elric.
Okay, right.
Lordship too good to trek in his fancy leather boots.
Yeah, should have known. And he'll take the hip flask back. He'll give a nice one, my old chum, and he'll kind of head back then in a roundabout circle. He's kind of just walking around, taking the rest of it in.
Okay. At this point, Elric, our half elf, the factor for the guild, has kind of started to move around, and you've all heard him. And Old Bill, as you kind of come back to the group, yes. Well, the Emberlight are here now, and no doubt they'll do what it is that they do, and they'll find the caravan. And he was going to say goods, and you see him sort of hesitate. Well, if you need me, and he steps inside his carriage and closes the door.
Right. I have something for you. And Griblina draws out of her pocket a small pouch containing a whole bunch of different individual beads. And she's going to give a black brass one to Old Bill and a green man-shaped one to Alar, and oddly enough, a mushroom-shaped one to Pookie. Just keep those in your pocket, just in case.
Oh, Bill has it up to his mouth.
No, don't eat it.
Okay.
This was a bead?
Bead.
Lovely. Well, thank you.
Inventory.
So I was kind of hoping to, after the rude man talking, that Reishi would kind of start going down towards that bend to investigate, see if she can see any tracks or figure anything out. Also looking for animals, see if she can find an animal that would live in the area that, would still have been alive 10 days ago.
Give me a nature check.
Sure. 10.
As you kind of move again, not around the bend, but kind of to that corner that a couple of people have been kind of pointing to, that Elric had kind of said. The ground is different. Like, it feels different under your foot, Reishi, and it's just one of those things where you're like, it feels. It had been mud the whole way. Like, it had been largely kind of dry. A few wet patches now that this mist seems to blanket the area. But here at the edge of the road, it feels more like stone.
Okay, so it's from somewhere definitely just different. All right, and I don't see any
No-
animals
no
nearby
kind of-
that would fit
nope.
the bill.
No critters.
Okay, that's strange. I'm just gonna reach into her trusty willow basket and just start crushing it up, grabbing a handful of mushrooms, start crushing them up in her hands as she walks around and starts mumbling to herself a little bit. And then she sort of gathers some powder and flicks it over her shoulder and says, "Wake up, my little spore. Sorry, I know it's early." And she'll bring her owl up. It's a little mushroom owl. Wanted to, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go for it. You go for it.
Just say, wanted to fly up and take a look to see, looking specifically for like the stony area, just to see how far this spread is, if she can tell.
The little owl kind of gives a yawning hoot, like literally just sort of and there is just a little bit of a look in its eyes of, and it's like, do you know what time it is?
I know it's very early. I'm so sorry, my little spore. I'm so sorry.
And like its eyes blink, but not in unison. It's like a slow blink out of one and then a slow blink out of the other, and it shakes its head, and some of the spores kind of flick off from its feathers. And I get like Griblina, Old Bill, and Aylar. Are ye still up in that main group? Or are ye joining Reishi down here, or
would Reishi been doing this when Old Bill was going talking, or
No.
Yeah, that's
timeline?
okay?
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Because I said, I was like, all right, I'm done with that guy. I'm going to start walking
You
back
did that.
to
Okay.
to look
Gotcha.
at the thing. Sorry.
Gotcha. So
Yeah,
one
as
person's
soon
gone
as
that way. Yeah.
I'll go with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head back when the time is right.
Okay. The owl just kind of nuzzles into you, and he's got quite a soft, spongy beak, and
Squishes in.
just sort of hops off your shoulder. And Griblina, you see the owl kind of just jump, and it's not a graceful fall. It literally just looks like a little mushroom, feathery rock just plopping off of Reishi's shoulder, and then just before it hits the ground, opens its wings and it just sort of skims across the dirt, out over the edge, around kind of the corner and upwards. And you can hear its little call for a second, Reishi. And then there's nothing. And then it swoops back. And it's got kind of a red dust on its feathers.
Okay. I can see through her eyes within 100 feet. So can I do that one more time? This time I'm going to focus more.
Again, it kind of lands on you with kind of a, sleep. Again, okay, fine.
Sorry.
And it does this little sort of like, almost like making biscuits with its little talons. But it's actually wiping its talons on your cloak.
It's all right.
Hops off. This time doesn't do the kind of the short little fall, but just kind of jumps up into flight, and kind of swoops up into the air. And as you focus and you watch, you see Griblina kind of behind you a little bit, kind of looking upwards, tracking the little spore owl. You can see Aylar kind of uncomfortably trying to make peace with this half-elf and assure him. Old Bill briefly seems to be drinking with a dwarf. And there's a moment where you're like, Lantern Wardens, got it. And
Oops.
the little spore owl kind of does a turn as it kind of goes up around the corner. And below it, you just see red earth. Like dry, cracked red earth.
And here? Sorry, I should have said I can hear.
Sorry. You can hear the faint sound of a brook babbling.
Okay. No sign of a caravan?
As it comes up and around, and it kind of, it's sort of like it swoops out goes up and almost seems to kind of do a loop-de-loop, but it's just kind of going up and around and kind of coming back towards you. It's not moving more than a couple of feet, but it's half buried, sticking out of a ditch and a bush of what look like pine trees, you see the wheel of a wagon.
Shit.
And you'll in that moment you'll just hear Reishi very awkwardly, very loudly shout, "Got it!"
Wait, what?
Sorry, because she was not seeing through herself.
Yeah, imagine that's right into Griblina's face.
She can't see anything.
Yeah, focusing on that. Griblina, you...
I'm going to lick my eyeballs just like a frog.
At this point, this is when Old Bill kind of comes back around to Alar, and Elric has sort of excused himself when you all hear Reishi shout out, "Got it," really loudly.
It's it's there.
I guess,
I
yeah,
mean, it's
I'll
not
head
there,
over
but
there.
it's there.
We'll lead the way.
Oh, we're just going. Okay.
Oh, yes. That's the job, Pookie. That's
Okay.
the job.
Sure, and I'll have Little Spore more so lead the way.
Okay. If everybody's kind of following behind, so it's Little Spore, Reishi, Griblina, and then Alar, Old Bill, kind of coming up behind them. Reishi, you watch again as Little Spore, who now is just full on exasperated and just has no more spores or fucks to give. Just sort of like shoots daggers back at everybody else. Like his head just does that little owl thing where it just turns back around, and he shoots up off your shoulder, out over the bend and the road, turns, and you watch him. He gets incredibly close to the tree line here. It's like he just skims against some of the branches, and then he is gone.
Okay. Did you see that? Did you see where Spore just...
Before we go into that area, I'm going to bury another bead there.
So can I suppose Alar looks at it and goes, that does not look like an echo. So can I don't have it, but turns to Reishi and be like, "Can you see if it's magical in nature?"
Oh, I think that's more Griblina's thing.
I'll do it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic there. One moment. Oh yeah, I don't have to roll anything.
Yeah,
I
just
just do
happens.
it.
So give me an Arcana check with advantage, Griblina.
Okay, give me one moment.
Since
One.
she does normally also detect magic, can I guide her? Can I? Is that all right if I can do guide?
One moment, please. That was just one. 22.
22. What's your proficiency bonus in Arcana? Because they're detect
That's
magic.
fair. Just two.
It's just 2. Okay, so it's 24. Brings it up to 24. It's that sort of like, how does Griblina try and attune herself to arcane energy? Like, what does it look like, Kate?
So Griblina has a silver flask around her neck, and she will take it off on its strap, but she'll hold it up and she'll hold it like a pendulum until it pulls in a specific direction, and then that's where we go.
This starts to reverberate. Like the pendulum actually, it's as you hold it up, it goes taut. It's almost like a dowsing rod, and all of you get this sensation. It feels, when there's lightning in the air, and you can kind of feel that the pressure is a little off. It's a little askew, and some people are more attuned to that than others. Some people can kind of feel when a storm is about to approach. there is that it's not that like the hairs are standing up around it, but it is just that slight sort of shift in atmosphere as you get closer to this tree line. And for all of you, the reality of life in Phaeton is this shifting land, that there are as important and as vital as maps are, sometimes without any real sense of warning or awareness, as we discovered this morning with the shifting road, the lands change, and roads and rivers that have connected for centuries and millennia vanish. Others intertwine with other parts that they shouldn't. And Griblina, as you focus on this, the silver pendulum, like I said, as it's vibrating, there's now a piercing sound coming from it. It is vibrating that hard. It is now, you can hear it. Stepping closer.
Yes, but I'm going to put my hand on it. It's my spell focus. I can't afford to lose it.
You smell wet dirt. Like, I mean, I know you're out on the road and you're near the woods, but this smells like soil that's been overturned. It's fresh. It's wet. You don't smell, and it's a thing of like, as you sort of kind of kiss and sniff and lick at the air, Griblina, faint trace of sap, tree sap, not like the trees here. So whatever is in front of you, it looks like one thing, but it's somewhere else.
It's an entirely different biome.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Once we get through, I'll let little Spore sleep in the basket. Good job, little one.
Okay. Is everybody following behind Griblina?
So does Griblina explain this to us, or does
Oh, yes, I apologize. I will explain it.
Because this is like this. You'll need the cliff notes for Bill. This is not his forte.
The earth shifts sometimes, but
Yeah, this
is beyond a shift. This is a slice in reality.
Right, and we're gonna go in there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. All right then.
Real quick. She's just gonna make the best notes she can on a map to show like exactly as far as she can tell where this place is.
Okay.
I think old Bill will also take out a. Is it okay to say he's a ball of yarn? Something simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that, he'll take out a ball of yarn tied to something, a rock or a tree or something, before we go in here, and he'll bring it in, and then he'll tie it to something on the other side of whatever this is. So at least there might be, some way to get back if we need to.
As the four of you step through, Griblina taking the lead, Old Bill having tied off some twine against the branch of a tree. You're holding the ball in your hand, and it's a good 3 or 4 meters. All of you watch as Griblina steps through and then just like vanishes into thin air. Alar, Reishi, and then Old Bill kind of following behind. You all notice this immediately. It is pouring rain. As you step through, it is just this gush and this downpour, and the wind is whipping it violently against you, like it's sideways falling rain. that babbling brook, you can hear it. You can hear it somewhere here. The ground beneath your feet is a mucky rust orange as you step through and slip. All of you catch this, and the fact that it is now close to late evening.
Shite.
And old Bill, as you step through, you feel the twine.
One last look over my shoulder to
can
see if anyone's looking at us.
You step through. You don't see
Yeah.
anybody on the edge of the road, kind of that corner as you turn
Okay,
around.
Cool. Yeah.
You feel the twine as you step in, like it runs out.
Right. So it's unraveled in my hand.
Yeah, and
And
you've about 3 meters thereabouts, and you took 3 steps.
Right, that's probably some news that I should tell them when we're all feeling a little bit better than we are now. So I'll keep that one in the back pocket.
As the 4 of you kind of come out and this rain just starts to whip at you, you see this gathering of almost they're not quite sapling pine trees, but they look relatively young trees. They bend against the wind, and Reishi, as you turn back kind of in the direction that Little Spore noticed or saw the caravan, just kind of turning around, they're down this drop. You look around, this is the wilderness. Like, this is the middle of nowhere. You don't see a road, but you see the caravan, and you see one of its wheels just pointing out down into this ditch.
How far down?
It's lost into the trees. So from you, you'd get there now. Like it's not it'll be slippy because, like I said, you're not on a road. You're on the side of a hill.
But it's just a little ditch. It's not like super
Yeah.
deep or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's not like a crevasse or a ravine or anything like that. No.
Okay. I'll get pointed right there. Do you see the down there, the wagon wheel, caravan wheel?
No. I see it, and you doubted yourself on the camp. Look what you've done. You found the caravan.
Thank you.
That'll be going in my report, Pookie.
Oh. Thanks, Bill.
It's about time we saw you climb the ladder a little bit.
Oof. One step at a time now.
Yeah. It's what the rungs are for in the ladder.
Anyway, should we call out, see if anybody's around, or?
Old Bill might like to just maybe quietly slip off and do what old Bill does, if that's all right. And I am
how far are you going?
that I might just stealth quietly and see what's going on. If everyone's okay with that. If you're not, then we can have a discussion about it.
Grayshi's keeping an eye. Just an eye. Just
Old Bill, go do whatever you do that I don't approve of, but do it anyway.
Listen, sometimes your disapproval is all I need. So,
can we have calls, y'all? Like, also during like the trip, as Reishi's like, okay, that log's really good for this mushroom, and this mushroom is really good for like this medicinal thing. She would also give like, she's fluent in sign language, and so she likes to use that as we're tracking when we need to be set. Yeah. So Bill, with her, like, she would kind of give like certain signs to Bill. And can we also have a call?
I have some bells.
bells.
Like for everybody?
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, please.
Right, I'm probably not going to take that because it sometimes if I'm trying to sneak around and I've got a bell in my pocket, it's a little bit counterintuitive.
Understood.
Look, I do not want to I do not want to earn the nickname Old Bell. So
you just gave it to yourself.
yeah, right. So
all right, well, just be careful.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Hey, guess what? I'll be right back.
And he's never seen again.
And Old Bell will he'll try and stealth away then.
Okay. Obel, give me a stealth check. Aylar, what are you doing at this point?
So I'm just having a kind of a look around because we've just stepped through this new phenomenon that we've not seen before. I've taken more notes as I do, and just writing things down and going, okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. We've never seen this before. The yarn not lasting that long when it should have lasted longer, and now that after he's complimented Reshi on her location of the caravan, he's looking at the caravan, and I'm wondering if I can kind of do some sort of check to see if they were investigation of kind of like, is it they didn't notice that they went through something and they kept going and the horses maybe got spooked and run off.
Okay.
Because I can't see the horses, but I think I have a spell that can locate animals or plants.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. And I think again, much like detect magic, that just happens. So you're going to try and locate horses.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the range on that for me? Because I think there might be it's within a certain amount.
It says itself, so I don't know if it's. I do it myself, and then.
Okay. Oh yeah. So that's you cast it on yourself, but does it say then how far out you can detect from there?
Like in the description.
Oh god, it's 5 miles. Yeah,
It's
5 miles.
5 miles.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. I see it
Okay,
there.
yeah, that's yeah, okay. Okay. So you're specifically looking for horses. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Reishi.
Again, yeah, same. Oh, sorry.
Can I be really annoying?
You're asking.
Can I ask you to give me can you give me a perception check?
Perception.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or again, perception or nature.
That's fine. Oh, or
Yeah.
nature. 19
yeah.
perception. I had already rolled it.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'll come back to that in a second. Sorry, there's a lot of. I'll come back to that. I'm not going to come back to that. Put a pin in that. Griblina. Those little stones, the little gems or the
Yes.
little pebbles that you were. This is a sort of an above table DM to player. Is this your way of sort of tracking people, tracking things? Is this automatic for you? Does this is this something that you?
No, I have to cast locate object,
Okay.
and it only works within 1,000 feet.
Okay.
Clever.
But that's way better than nothing.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you were doing at this point?
No, I was going to knot a rope to get down the hill.
Okay, so you were trying to make a way. Yeah. As you watch the others kind of begin to do what it is they do, which is annoy you while doing things that they're good at, you start to take some rope from your pack and you start knotting it, and you're looking around. And it's one of those things where only when you stop and you kind of you settle and you don't, the others immediately kind of jumped into reacting and figuring things out and trying to kind of ascertain the mountains, the old great mountains. They're a lot closer than they were when you stepped through. It's one of those things, time has progressed rapidly. Like you stepped through, it was morning, now it is early evening. And I'm going to give you a freebie on this because I'm not going to ask you to, because you're busy with the rope. Without proper kind of focusing on it, there is a little latent energy that goes into all of these little pebbles, these little stones that you hand out. And you usually have to be like, you can sense the one that Reishi has and Aylar and Old Bill. You can't sense the one you planted.
That means there's something special about the owl vision. Hmm.
We're gonna work backwards. Reishi, you're watching, kind of like you're like, okay, I'm definitely gonna be able to track old Bill this time. I'm definitely, and he's gone. Like it's the like you don't know how he does it, because he was just there, and then something kind of moves, and you're like, oh, it's that, and it's not. It's just some shrub that kind of catches in the wind and the rain, and like it's probably that. It's the rain that's kind of battering into your eyes, and as you bring your hands up, that red from old soot, like it was like a powder, and as you bring it up to your eyes to look at it, it seems to shimmer, and it is warm to the touch, and it smells like cloves and cinnamon and the smoke from a turf fire.
She's definitely taking out her notebook and she's going to smudge some of it on the book and write all of that down, the aroma, everything, the shimmer, just in case it loses some of that. Are there any other, like, in terms of herbalism, especially, anything else that new that she doesn't know? She knows back in the guild, there's a cartographer master asking her for maps. There's herbalism masters asking for all this. So she's got her jobs. Anything different?
There is, because you know what this is.
Oh. How many do I see?
You don't see any. You just have this dust on your hands.
Okay.
Aylar.
Oh my
God. 5 miles.
Nobody look at my face.
You kind of, again, old Bill will do what he needs to do. You can hear Grablina calling everybody useless, and nobody knows how to make a rope, and I guess she'll make the rope, and we all need rope. You kind of you let all that go, and you can feel the wind hitting you, and you feel the rain kind of battering against the hood that you've pulled up. And as you focus on the cart, you remember the horses that were at the site for the merchants, and you're focusing on that, because if they're all part of the HMC convoy, then perhaps the horses come from the same stable or same stock or same farm, and it's just holding on to that. You reach out, and as you focus, there's a couple of things that you notice. The first is those horses, the ones that you were kind of reaching for, the ones that you were kind of remembering for. Nope, you can't detect those. The brown and kind of a white horse, the two of them that were pulling Elric's passenger caravan, you can't sense those. They're beyond that scope. And as you start to kind of pull back, as you start to kind of like if it was almost like a net that you were casting out, as you begin to draw that energy and that magic back into you, you feel the life within the pine forest beyond. And there, to the west, about 1.5 miles, exactly 1.5 miles from your location, you detect 7 horses.
Oh. So it's a bit far for the horses for this carriage to go, unless they ran spooked. And 7 of them is a bit many.
Oh, Bill. What you got your stealth check?
22.
Okay.
Stealth into episode 2 of this campaign.
You skulk low. And again, you know Reishi's watching. And it's just kind of shake your head to yourself. And then you slip down down this small little kind of wet, muddy red slope, and you vanish. And as you begin to kind of maneuver, you take kind of the longer way towards the caravan. The more direct way makes the most amount of sense, but there's not a lot of cover. Here, if you hug these trees a little bit, you'll get a better vantage on what's kind of in front of you. And as you do get closer, you see that the caravan, it hit this ditch, and it's just a mound of wild grass and briar and bramble sort of protruding out of this young pine forest. You see it kind of upended. You see one of the wheels has come off and it's broken and lying in the muck underneath it. The tarp that carries the HMC sigil has been ripped, and you see several arrows protruding out of the side of the cart.
Okay. Do they look like any of the arrows that were sort of maybe were carried by the guards?
Not that you... No, they don't.
Okay.
Because
do I recognize them? Given my 2 past careers.
Yeah, I tell you what, they look really badly made. They don't look... These look like something... Either they're old and they're trying to keep them together, or there's a name for a person who makes arrows, but I've confusing it with somebody.
Fletcher.
Yeah, I was gonna. Thank God, because I was like,
Sorry.
No, I knew that though all those letters made the word up, but I was like, is it another word? I don't think it's that word. Thank you. That Fletcher, and everyone is now kind of doing the little anagram in their own head. What word did Declan think it was? Thanks, Aaron. Either the Fletcher is totally incompetent and doesn't knows the basic construct of an arrow, but doesn't have any real skill, or these are just sort of old, reused.
They're recycling things because they've nothing else.
Yes, this is the mark of bandits.
Okay. So presumably all of anything that was valuable in the cart is gone. So the wagon is gone.
If you approach closer,
he definitely will. Yeah, he's stealthing right up there. And he will try and investigate. Well, I suppose he'll try and see if there's anything or anyone waiting for him, or if there's anyone sort of posted to see if anyone arrives.
Look around. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception is not great. Oh, it's +1. I don't -1. That is a. Sorry, 1 second. I think that's a 3.
Okay.
Yes, that's a 3.
You.
Instead of being a 3, that's a 14.
Nice.
Okay, nice. And you can. Do you have to be able to see me to do that?
Well, that's a good question.
Not to be the kid.
Declan, a call?
Telling the teacher they forgot to give us homework, but
so
Shh.
I know.
Okay, I would imagine old Bill kind of got to the carriage without being seen by anybody. Either his own party or anybody that was around here, seeing that there was nobody in the immediate vicinity of it. Like you don't see the horses, Old Bill. You don't see. I mean, there should have been a rider. There should have been 2 guards. You recognize the arrows, but you don't see. Like if there was a skirmish or there was an attack, this seems to be a while. If you get close enough to the caravan to investigate kind of what's gone or what's missing, I would imagine that at least the others above could probably now see you. And it is that thing of Reishi, how did he get there? I'm like, where?
Yeah, no,
like how did he?
It's magic. He does have magic.
He does have magic. He just won't tell you what it is. It's that. So there's a. You are kind of peering through the remnants of what's left, and there's not a whole pile, Bill. Like this. This is definitely the work of bandits. You see, like as you are kind of moving stuff out of the way, they just tore into the barrels, they tore into boxes, they tore into crates.
They hastily grabbed whatever they
could. Whatever they could carry.
There might be valuables left here.
Yes, and it's one of those things. As you go looking, you're like, oh, what am I looking for? What's valuable? Griblina, with sort of there's Old Bill, he's rummaging. Like your head, there's a moment where you're like, Bill turns around, you see him, you hear him clearly, there's nothing here. That's not right.
Exactly. I've seen this before and he said something else.
Yeah, there is something there. And Old Bill, there's nothing there, but you need to look. And as you turn back, there towards the back of the wagon, there is just this part of the tarp has kind of fallen in, that's been kind of ripped. And you see that there's a crate on its side. You pull on the tarp, and lying there, clutching a envelope, just shaking, you see a tiefling man just vibrating. My name is Lysias. I work for the Haverfield Merchants Council. Hi. And he's just shaking, like his voice is trembling. And that is where we leave our episode.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Gosh. We know there's horses 1.5 miles away. We know exactly 7 horses. We've found Lysias, the rider, for this caravan. We are picking this back up in 2 weeks' time, because next week our other group who set out with Griblina, Alar, Old Bill, and Reishi continued their journey west along the King's Road to deal with their own share of bandits. I'm Declan. I've been your dungeon master. I forgot my own name for like half a second. I was like, what's going there? I'm Griblina. His mother. I'm Declan. I've been your dungeon master. A massive thank you to Drew, Aaron, Kate, and Dave, who took on the first, I want to say, solo group. Is that it's a solo group session. There's not 21 of us. There's not 23 of us all hanging out. Absolutely stellar stuff, and a chance to now finally start to see some of the characters kind of making their own way in the world. Like I said, we're back in 2 weeks for a bandits on the King's Road, the other group's mission. So you'll find out what happened to Lysias and the caravan in 2 weeks' time. For more D8 dungeon stuff, you can check out Ben and Declan. I keep forgetting my name. I'm like Ben and
that guy.
Me.
That other guy.
Ben and the other person. You can check out Ben and Declan on a roll on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And then, you can catch the VOD for the first episode of the Emberlight Saga over on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna I keep forgetting to do this. I need to do this. I think this is the right code. Yes.
What do we do?
So in chat, there is a link to a Google form. D8 Dungeon is currently in the process of looking for more players. We have 2 new shows starting up very, very soon. You might see the ads for them in our little promo reel that's going through. Rise and Roll, which is our version of Saturday morning cartoons, but it's Saturday morning tabletop role playing games where absolutely chill, fun little one shots and 1-page systems, all told. And apparently, Dread's making it compulsory that everybody has to play in their pajamas. So it's the dreaded DM will be spearheading this
Cool.
series. I don't think you have to attend in your pajamas, but apparently you have to play and DM in your pajamas. So that's that. We're also looking for players for a new game by a resident D8 Dungeon member, Dahi, and they are running a game of Kane entitled Until Nothing Is Left. So quite a really fun system. I've already gotten to see the storyline that Dahi is working on, and it's class. And I'm really annoyed that I'm not allowed to play on Tuesday nights, because otherwise I would be playing in that game. But for all of that and more, make sure you're following D8 Dungeon on social media. You can catch us on all platforms, and there's a link to our Discord server where if you want to get involved and you want to play games with us, that's the best place to find out about it first. The only other thing to say is I've gotten a couple of questions about D8 Dungeon Drive this year, the kind of the big charity fundraiser thing that myself and Amber and Emily from Hexes and Vexes last year joined us for, have been putting on the last couple of years. It's in the works, ... question mark.
You have enough to be doing.
Yeah, thanks.
You're out the door with this.
I have enough to be doing, but no, we're working on something. I think I want to do the EU versus the world this year and see if that trophy stays in Europe. Anyway, never mind. That's a whole other spiel and shtick. Anything anybody here wants to mention?
Just want to say thanks, Declan.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Yeah.
gargantuan sort of endeavor and kicking ass. It's amazing.
Oh, look, it's all spreadsheets. It's all just spreadsheets.
No, for anybody watching who isn't involved in the background of it, Declan is doing just so much work and lore and world building, and it's amazing to be a part of. So thank you.
Yeah. Well,
If you were being paid to be on call, I think you would own your own house now. Like
Yeah.
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 oh, well,
Because putting in the hours.
that's how you all get levels, but not today. Okay. Until the next time, I'll see all you folks in the Discord and everybody else. Hopefully, I'll see you on Thursday. So then, take care. And check out our new credits reel. I fixed it. Maybe, I don't know. It might not work. I could have jinxed it. I could have jinxed it. We're out.
Oh, thanks so much.